Hi, it's me again. Let's do episode 2 of the FE11 Draft. This time we'll be playing on chapter 1 and 2. For this chapter, we get 3 new units: Draug, Caeda, and Norne. Personally, I really like Draug, so I'll be using him, and Caeda of course because she's broken, but I'm still unsure on what to do with Norne. Firstly, I'll buy a few javelins. They're really good and useful weapons. Afterwards, I will be distributing the XP a little bit better. Instead of just Marth Enable, I'll be giving it to people like Draug and Frey since they need it as well. I'll be mostly using Draug to tank the hits and bait enemies since he's a thick boy, and we all know that. As for Abel, he's probably our best unit right now. He's super fast and got a lot of speed level ups, so he consistently doubles these early game enemies, and since he's not Caeda, he actually has strength. Marth is lackluster as always, but his benefit is that he only uses swords, so he has a 100% hit rate on most of these early pirates and brigands. For the chip units, I'm using Norne and Draug, mainly because Draug, since again he has high defense, he doesn't take much damage back from chipping, and Norne, she deals like 3 damage per bow shot, but sometimes it's just enough to get the kill, so. As we all know, Caeda is a phenomenal unit. However, in this early game in Hard 3, she's not as great because she uses lances and doesn't have that high of a strength. So, although she doubles, she doesn't deal that much damage and also not reliably. As we can see here, Jock gets the absolutely perfect level up for his class skill. We recruit Riss, but we can't actually use him, so I just store his staff and just put him in the bench for the rest of the game. Everybody already know how Gasak goes, but since I don't have a Gordon this time and I don't want to bother with Norn, to be honest, I'm just shipping at him with javelins with the rest of my units. Luckily, Marth is able to get a crit with the rapier, which lowers him enough for me to get the kill finally. Unluckily, I give the kill to Jagan accidentally trying to chip to get the kill to Frey, so that's another missed boss kill. With chapter 1 out of the way, it is now time to move into chapter 2. In chapter 2, we get a grand total of 6 new units. We get Ogma, Board, Cord, Barst, Daros, and Castor, of which we can use 0. We will be baiting with Draug again, but this chapter he actually gets doubled by the common enemies, so that presents a little bit of a problem. Although we won't be using units like Castor and Daros, I still recruit them because that's one less enemy I have to fight, and free weapons. Abel is once against our best unit, still doubling enemies. For these cavaliers, Marth's rapier comes in quite helpful. I have Jagan hold up the upper part of the map, since he actually has quite a lot of defense, although not as much as Draug, but he doesn't get doubled and takes 0 damage from thieves. Then Caeda gets her first level up finally, and she, god. And his few level ups Frey has gotten a little bit of defense, so I'm actually considering putting him in an armor class and switching Draug to something else. Jagan there proceeds to get the most perfect Jagan level up you could ever ask for. This work with the pirates was actually pretty hard because most of my units were low and they will die by a counter attack. But with enough javelin hits and a lot of tossing and planning, we managed to pull through. With all those enemies out of the way, we only had to heal, and now it was time for the boss. For the boss, I try to play for Mars Rapier crit again. Since the boss has a low hit rate on him, I play until he gets the crit. However, before he can get the crit, Martha gets hit, so I have to switch him out and I put Abel instead. And Abel is actually the one that gets the 5% crit, so I guess Abel is our boy now. I take out the boss with Frey to give him the XP, and that is chapter 2 done. It was pretty challenging since we were only using about half the army that we had, but that's it.